Well, I know I got a problem. I ain't afraid to admit it, you know? I would call myself the classic golf hoarder.
Yes, you got a problem.
Because I've basically never gotten rid of a golf club. But, I mean, I probably have. How many sets of golf clubs?
Too many to count.
I mean, we went wedge shopping the other day, and it's like, well, hold on. I got SM2s, SM4s, SM5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s.
Multiple sets of each.
Yeah.
Multiple sets of each. You don't have just one set. I mean...
Welcome back to episode 26 of the Loggerhead Golf Podcast. Stepping in a nice chilly fall morning finally, some good weather. Congrats over the weekend to Collin Morikawa, finally getting that Easter egg off his back. Kind of interesting that the only thing talked about was he switched out of the golf ball into a new ball.
What ball did he switch to?
He went from TP5X to 5.
Is it the new generation of TP5?
It didn't say that part.
No, it has to be.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. But now, Kyle, what's the most interesting thing he switched out of?
Yet again, another player went from Stealth 2 back to a Sim. So we're kind of seeing this trend in this higher swing speed market on tour. A lot of players with the Stealth 2 that are struggling with accuracy, even though the marketing's been forgiveness. A lot of people are going back into that Sim head and Sim 2 Max. I mean, we've seen it with Koepka, Sergio, Dustin, or even going to Stealth 1. So I think going into next year, what's TaylorMade going to have to do to retain their tour staff to play the new head?
I think they're going to make it blue.
Kind of like the Sim and the...
No, I think they're going to probably go back to the white and gray.
I was just going to say they're going to go back to the Sim colorway so that when the players play the Sim, it looks like they're playing the new one.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's kind of interesting with Stealth too. They somewhat went back to the Sim construction with the aluminum ring in the back and everything. So
Trying to turn on vibrate. The text vibrate off.
I'm not going to say. But yeah, I don't know.
Do we think this win now sparks him getting back into his normal form?
Well, I would say that.
I would hope so. It's fun to watch him play
tough.
well.
He's won 6 times.
And I didn't realize he'd
like
won
that.
that many
That's
times.
my thing. It's like, I mean, he's won a lot for his class that he came in on. I mean, how good is that class? Him, Victor Hovland, but we can talk about that forever.
Yeah.
And then, but I mean, it's cool to see he went just stupid low on the weekend. And that's just something about that tournament, the Zozo over there. It's just whoever wins, it just seems like they put up video game numbers.
I was going to say, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and same thing on Live. Bryson putting up stupid numbers yet again. 3 tournaments in a row, all scores under 68, and ended up coming from behind and winning the whole thing. So good job to them.
Yeah.
As I was watching a little bit of the other Live golf tournament, I thought it was kind of funny how I guess it was a team championships, but Bryson was playing his match, and behind the 9th tee, Brooks Koepka and his whole team were in the grand or like a box there, right, and just heckling the hell out of Bryson.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to watch a whole lot of it, so I can't comment on much. But I think it's pretty cool to see that they did team match play.
Yeah, it was an interesting format for sure.
Team match play.
So I guess
you had a combination of singles match play and team match play. So like each team had 3 matches, right? So like the Range Goats would play against another team, right? But the Range Goats have 4 members. You had 2 singles matches, and then the other 2 players played a 4-ball match, or a foursomes match, I should say, against a twosome from the other team. So it was an interesting format.
I've been thinking about something, so I want you guys to hear me out.
Oh, my God.
I want you guys to hear me out. We're big Formula One fans. We're big racing fans.
Yeah.
What if we took a little more of the racing kind of model into golf? I
go fast and take left turns.
I was going to say, well, hold on. How so? Racing and golf, I don't know how.
Well, here's my thing.
All right.
Is 14 clubs too many clubs? Like golf, I was just going to say, there's so many tournaments that are boring, right? And in golf, I'm just starting to think, is 14 too many clubs? Why isn't it that there's a tournament out there that every player that steps up on this tee box has to hit driver off this tee, right? Let's have some relegations let's
have deeper structure as to what club you hit and where.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot about what happens in golf is, a player can make a little mistake, a bad choice, things like that. You're not seeing true best golfer you're not seeing the best golfer win a lot of the times, right? And that's where I'm thinking, like, why isn't there a tournament to where it's almost like players have to hit the same club off the tee box,
Right.
and you see more about, okay, let's see the more skill rise to the top, and because a lot of the game is mental, and I'm not saying that.
So I'll flip it on you then. So do you think that in Formula One everyone should be driving the Red Bull?
I mean, the F1 is trying to make it that way.
There's always really regulations
yes.
to make the cars as similar as possible.
That's where I would say a player can still have a paradigm versus stealth.
Yeah, you still have differences in development.
But just like they're doing with the sprint races now, where during qualifying you have to use a medium, you have to use a hard, and you have to use a soft during.
All right, so I'll throw another. I'll pose
S1,
another
S2,
one there.
S3.
All right, since you're talking about now like the tires being required, that sounds a lot more like a golf ball being required to play.
Well, I'm not trying to roll the ball back. Whoa. This is what I said. Hear me out. I'm not trying to roll the ball back. I'm trying.
What about a standardized tournament ball where everybody plays the same ball?
I said it before when we talked about the Masters, maybe doing it. I would love that.
Yeah.
Because I would just like to see a little bit more. I would like to see it more like
have an easier way to compare each golfer side by side.
Yes,
to what that shot meant.
Yes,
okay, you hit a 340-yard drive, but how was that compared to so and so?
Well, and it's not, and I get that. I get you're going to have people that are a lot longer than others. That's why I don't think on par threes you can't say every player has to hit a 6-iron because not everyone hits a 6-iron the same distance. But I could say par fives, par fours, or just course strategy as a whole. You have to hit driver here.
Right.
Because a lot of the times where, a player might have made, could have easily hit that driver and found the fairway, but inside he decided to overthink it, hit a 3-wood, hit a hybrid, miss the fairway, make bogey. I mean, that's for me, it's just like poor club choices and mistakes like that. That's how mistakes happen in professional golf. It's not bad golf swings per se.
I think that's a fundamental part of playing the game of golf, though.
Hey, I'm thinking of something different.
Hey,
here,
I applaud you for it, but I think it's a shit idea. But going back to your original question too, when you said, "Do you think that 14 clubs are too many?"
I just think right now there's just
some way to create some more parity or something.
Yeah,
I've actually thought about it. I think I've thought about it actually kind of hard. I think 14 clubs is the perfect number because how much simpler would it be if you had 15? Think about your own bags right now. You play around a golf. I guarantee you, all of you have a gap somewhere. It's like if I had one more club.
Nope, I don't. Because I got fit at Loggerhead and we did a gapping session. I figured it out.
Well, you got lucky. There's a lot of golfers that have like that 1 yardage. And I know for me, I kind of struggle between 9-iron and pitching wedge. I can't really add another club there, but if I had one more club, that would make that gap a whole lot easier, right? So on the flip side of that, if you had 13 clubs, now you're probably going to have, everyone's going to have a gap somewhere or another, right? You're going to have bigger gaps between your clubs. You're going to have to do something. So I actually think the number of 14 clubs was pretty spot on when they decided that.
I think it should be 9.
Oh, it would be interesting to have a more limited bag.
I would think
or do a short set tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know there's some short set communities out there that play golf that way. I've joked about it, maybe building a set and doing a shorter set just for wintertime, just to change it up.
Right.
Just to change it up. And I was sitting here thinking about it, kind of with these cores, making players choose. I was like, well, what if they had a tournament where they had to play 9 clubs? Right? What if they had a tournament, like they show up to a course and the sponsor or that course sets up and says, this is our rules. You got to play by these rules.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool, too, to see different eras of golf clubs used.
Yeah.
Let's have a persimmon tournament where they use persimmon drivers. I mean we've seen
and that's
like
the thing.
Bryson hit persimmon driver at the
whatever
USAM.
Every single week, this news popping up about someone joining the TGL or whatever that dumb indoor league is going to be.
Yeah.
But, they're doing all that stuff. Meanwhile, it's like we have so many options right now to make a change, do something different.
I say,
let's do something different.
And taking a step further, using your racing model a step further, you kind of do it like sprint races. Maybe you have a Wednesday afternoon 9-hole shootout where they use a 4-set or 4-club.
I mean, they're
set
throwing money all over the place.
Right?
Just put $1 million par 3 shootout.
Do something like that. That could be cool. That'd be interesting for sure.
These have been going through my head, and it's just like
you got a lot of ideas.
Well, I'm a thesaurus of information, dude.
Wow.
But
okay. But no, I do think it would be interesting to see some different formats.
I mean,
I'll agree with that.
Because we have long drive, which long drive, cool, go swing it like a gorilla and hit it far and you don't know where the ball's going. Sure, you're strong. That's cool. But why isn't there like a par 3 shootout? Like, why isn't let's go see the best wedge players and putters in the world. Why isn't there a putting competition?
Well, we see enough putting on coverage that we know probably who's the best putters, but let's see some other stuff. Who's the best shot maker?
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Big Break used to do it. You'd have the glass challenge. You'd have a 185 challenge, the closest to the center ring.
Flop wall.
Yeah.
I always thought one of the coolest ones they did was they had the wall in the middle, and you had to either shape it around the wall one way or the other, and like say shape a shot to a target.
They had to.
Yeah.
Every player had to.
Yeah.
And that's where, I just think it'd be something different for this time of year when golf kind of slows down and there's not as much buzz.
Yeah.
Heck, maybe we need to do something like that ourselves.
Yeah. I'd be down for that. I say it would be cool. I think here's my final take on it. We'll do sprint instead of sprint races. We'll do sprint shootouts. It's or could be a 6-hole shootout. Let the golfers pick their partner, and you have like a 3-club challenge or something like that. Or you could change up the format each week.
Yeah, because I wouldn't say it's gimmicky, right?
No.
I still want it to be skill based.
I'm saying if you keep it away from the 72 holes or 54 holes if you live, keep it away from the actual championship itself. You can't say it's a gimmick or something like that. It's its own separate.
Mm-hmm. Because the European Tour before a tournament, they do a lot of the you use it, you lose it challenges.
Yeah.
So they'll go 2 or 3 holes where once you use that one club, it's out of the bag for the next. So that's always been fun to watch. Your little 8-minute videos, but they've always been fun.
Change the strategy.
See this
up a little bit.
discussion that my thoughts just bring out of you guys. Wow. It didn't blindside you. It could have been way worse, but
interesting.
We'll come back to it, PGA, if you want to talk about it.
I say we can sell you some ideas.
Yep.
So, kind of talking about different set makeups. We're going to talk about some golf stereotypes today, right? It's a little lighthearted conversation. What are some golf stereotypes and golf bags or bag setups we see sometimes?
I think the best golf stereotypes, what we see a lot at public golf right now, is the guy that can't break 100's giving swing advice to his buddy who just hit a bad shot. So we'll call him the YouTube golfer.
Everybody's coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely.
That's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Is, dude, you just had 4 triples in a row, and you want to give me advice on what I'm doing wrong.
Your head popped up.
Yeah.
You got your towards all wrong.
You looked up. I'll say one of my favorite stereotypes. This is coming from me being a golf professional and having worked at different golf clubs, whether at times on cart staff and bag staff. I always call it, you got that golfer that's got the apartment golf bag. And what I mean by that is the golf bag they got enough stuff in it they could fill a small apartment. So typically it's the golfer that's got the staff bag, okay, and he's probably got AP1s in it. All right.
I'm worried about that guy.
You know what I'm saying?
I do not want to play against him.
I don't know what it is about the staff bag and AP1s, but they seem to go together a lot.
Know.
And then they've got at least 6 dozen golf balls. They've got a rain jacket and rain pants. They've got probably 2 umbrellas somewhere hidden in there. They've got 3 or 4 different training aids that they found on the latest info commercial. You name it, they've got it in that golf bag. They could fill a small apartment with it. And the thing weighs 75 to 80 pounds. You always dreaded loading it on the golf cart. That was always my favorite.
It's funny, too. I always realize this my days of, having bag storage and things like that. That bag was always on the top rack.
It never fails.
Never fails.
It's on the top rack.
And then if you go to move it, it's going back.
I say, and there's one I'm thinking of. It was so big that it wouldn't fit in the cart well for where the bags go. You couldn't fit another bag on with it. We had to put the bag in sideways and strap it use both straps and strap it in from the front and the back.
Yeah, I think what do we say? The segment's called "What Does Your Golf Bag Say About You?" Right. So that kind of ties.
What it says about him. He's always prepared.
I was going to say that guy's ready for everything.
Boy Scout bag.
My big talking about specific golf bags. Playing in a lot of these scrambles and just fun events, or you go and play in a little member event at your club. The guy that you got to be worried about is a guy with like the old all black Titleist Stay Dry bag that looks like it's an off-colored gray now.
Yeah, because it's faded in the sun.
It's faded in the sun, but
That's
nothing's getting wet in that bag. Nothing's getting wet in that bag.
You know,
But
he's ready to play no matter what the conditions are.
yeah, and you're already 2 down going on that first tee, you know. And then I would say, you know, the biggest thing and the thing that makes me laugh is we talk about like what we have in our bags.
Yeah.
Now that I think about like what all's in my golf bag, I just got a new golf bag, so I changed it out, and I had nothing in it. Well, because the bag I had before was terrible, and you couldn't fit anything in it. But I don't have a lot of crazy stuff. If anything, like I have the bare minimum in my golf bag.
I'll say, if anything, I picked out my golf bag because it's got one pocket. It keeps me from stuffing it. It keeps me from being that apartment golf bag.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, but you know, Kyle's transitioned to a big 14-way.
I was going to say now.
Yeah.
Wow. I was like, what do we think about a guy that's got a 14-way with a stand on it? Right. That's like the mullet of golf bags. It's business in the front and party in the back.
I fought that bag more than I played golf that round. So we have changed back. We have changed back to a normal bag. But if you like a 14-way, good for you.
Hey,
Glad you like spending more time putting your clubs in than hitting the ball.
I say the organizer, right?
Yeah.
The funny enough is I see that a lot of times. It's with the 14-way bags. It's you kind of forget which spot the club goes in, which club goes in.
I was going to say, again, going back to like days I worked in like the bag room, you got the 14-way bag and you're going through and cleaning them. Like if you're pulling the club out and putting it back in, like, all right, I got to count. See, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there's where the 9 goes. It's like you got to keep track of where the spot is for it.
You know, a good one that we talked about the other day, the golfer that's got a pair of 25-year-old FootJoy Greenjoys.
Oh my!
Denim jeans
there's
and
somebody that's
Greenjoys.
resourceful, right? Now, you can make a 25-year-old pair of Greenjoys last that long.
We can get these respiked. Probably not.
Amazing.
Those
Amazing.
spikes have now molded into that shoe.
Yeah.
They, well, you know, I'll tell you that guy's going to wear you out for some bogey net pars, bogey net birdies. You know?
Or par net birdies.
Yeah, because he knows where that ball's going.
I say he's scrappy.
Yeah,
That's what
the green joys means you're scrappy.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll kind of pick on myself for a moment here. Talking about golf stereotypes, going outside of just the golf bag and the gear and stuff. I would call myself the classic golf hoarder.
Yes, you got a problem.
Because I've basically never gotten rid of a golf club, right? I'll try a bunch of stuff out, but I'll always keep it. I mean, you know, go look at my clubs at home. I mean, y'all saw it. I got probably...
The first part of knowing you have a problem is admitting you have a problem.
Well, I know I got a problem. I ain't afraid to admit it, you know? But, I mean, I probably have. How many sets of golf clubs?
Too many to count.
I mean, we went wedge shopping the other day, and it's like, well, hold on. I got SM2s, SM4s, SM5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s.
Multiple sets of each.
Yeah.
Multiple sets of each. You don't have just one set. I mean.
No. So you got the classic golf hoarder.
Yeah. I would say kind of picking on myself, I care way too much about what golf shoes I'm wearing. And I know it's like
big shoe guy.
You know, now, hey, we've learned now with Swing Cat, what golf shoes you wear playing golf matter.
Yeah, shoes do matter.
You know, so I've been thinking about now when I am buying golf shoes that, okay, what is it going to do to my golf swing?
Yeah.
And it is that important. Because I think almost every shoe now is going to be equally comfortable. I've never been a type of guy that like has put on a shoe and I'm like, oh, that thing's so uncomfortable, I can't wear it. Like that's with running shoes, that's with football shoes, that's with anything. I was never too picky. I cared more about the looks than I did, you know. But
big fashion guy.
Yep, big fashion guy. But I care way too much about what golf shoes I'm wearing. Nor will I will never wear a black golf shoe. I don't know why, but it was just like something that, you know, growing up when I first started playing golf, I heard somebody say, it was just like, you don't wear black golf shoes.
I think I've had one pair of black golf shoes, and I always felt like my feet looked weird looking down at them. Like when I was setting up to the golf ball.
I don't have black pants, so it's like.
I don't know. Like it was setting up to the golf ball, I got so used to looking at white shoes that having black shoes on, I couldn't figure out how to get my feet set up right.
Only you. Oh my gosh.
You know, so.
It was a type of Nike It was like Nike's like tour shoe like 2 years ago. But I had someone gave me a pair and I wore them one day, and then I got done playing and I realized there was mud all over them, and I just gave them to one of the cart guys. I was like, "You want these?" I'm just not gonna.
Here's some slightly used shoes.
But I care way too much about golf shoes.
Yeah,
I probably should.
I've always changed out of golf shoes. Like I never hang on to them. Like as much as I hoard golf clubs, I don't hoard anything else golf related. I don't keep a lot of gadgets or gizmos.
See,
It's just always golf clubs for me.
Did you guys ever see the Gizmo golfer?
Yeah, oh yeah, you see them all the time.
Gizmo gadget. What's your favorite golf gadgets?
Depends.
Most people's a ball retriever.
Is it like
The ball retriever's old trusty.
a training aid gadget or just like a gadget for the golf course?
Any gadget.
I don't know. I don't use a lot of gadgets. I have to think about it for a moment.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you mine.
All right.
Mine, and I don't know what it is, but every time I see it, I just burst out laughing. I think it's the funniest little gadget. It's the clip that you put on the outside of your bag that holds your putter.
Yes.
You already paid $200 to $350 on a specific item to hold that putter, and then you went out and spent $30. Got
To get
a clip
to clip
to
it on
hold
the
the
outside.
clip on the outside.
Well, it's just, I put that really big grip on the putter and it don't fit in the bag so good. And since I got to use it on every hole, I don't want to fuss with it to get it out. So I'm just going to clip it on my bag.
Trust me, useful. I respect it. It's just like one of those ones where like I'm seeing it riding on the back of the golf cart and I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's gonna fall out. Like, is that putter floating right now? What is what is going on?
Pretty sure the guy I played with last weekend, I'm pretty sure the PXG bag has it built in now.
Oh,
They
that's
might.
awesome.
I'm pretty sure they have an outside the back putter clip built in
That
on the
is
back he was
awesome.
using.
Sign me up.
They were planning ahead when they designed
PXG,
that.
you want to send me one?
I don't know. I don't use gadgets.
I know you don't use gadgets. It could be anything. Anything.
I like the Club Pro guy. The what is it? Abyss beads or whatever.
Like the stroke counting beads.
Yeah, I think
Well, I
that's
was
just,
thinking that,
if
but
we
it
can't count to 7, then something's wrong.
Well, I mean, I run out of fingers after 5.
Well, don't score above 5.
Oh, whoosh.
Have you seen me putt?
Yeah. That's the thing. It's there's so much stuff out there now, and then obviously with the gadgets, it's every time you turn around, there's like a new way of tracking your stats, and like you see all these the Arco sensors on the top of clubs, and nowadays I can see how you can get that apartment bag real easy.
Oh, it doesn't take long to fill it up.
Yeah, I used to be bad. I used to have like the staff stand bags that I would make 50 pounds.
So, I don't understand that.
And there would be probably 10 training aids in it.
Well, I get a staff stand bag, and it's just, you got a stand bag because the proposition is you might carry it, and you're going to just load it up with a bunch of stuff.
I don't care.
I mean, why? Why get a stand bag?
Because it looks good.
Okay.
No, but that's the thing. I would have the putting mirror. I'd have the so let's just go through my gadgets in my bag. They're not currently in my bag. They're now in a backpack in my truck. But it's essentially a chalk line, a putting mirror, a Tour Striker smart ball. I have athletic tape. I have a putting line, like putting yarn, whatever. And then there's one more that I'm missing.
You obviously don't use it much.
I mean, obviously, I keep alignment rods in my bag. No, I've been using the putter mirror a good bit. And then I used to have this like crazy training aid that looked like a clothes hanger. It was called the hanger. You would see me on the range with like kind of making fun of myself, but like I would
Looking
have
like 10 cup out there.
Yeah, I'd look like 10 cup.
You got one pocket inside out, hat turn around backwards.
Yep. Hey, I'll do anything to try and get better. But now I've gone to where I'm trying to get such smaller golf bags where I don't do that.
So that's why I got I've got a little Sunday bag. It's just got one pocket, and I can barely fit 14 clubs in it. And in one pocket, I can get a couple gloves, a bag to hold tees, and a couple golf balls. That's all I got.
Mm-hmm.
No, if anything, I'm underprepared.
Yeah.
Else I try not to. I mean, I've get the really only like thing I have is I've got a Bettinardi valuables pouch that I have all my custom ball markers in.
Yeah.
So I'm more on the head cover side of things for my trinkets. I've always loved head covers, whether designing them, buying them, flipping them, like the old Scotty Camerons back when they used to have creative designs.
Yeah.
But now that this whole custom ability, like we use C3 Custom Golf here at the shop, and if you guys haven't checked him out, he does custom ball markers, divot tools, and soft goods. But I've probably got 7 ball markers that I keep in rotation and 3 divot tools.
That's fine.
All that he's made. So
See, every golfer's got a little bit of that golf hoarder gene in them, I think.
yeah, but the difference is mine's in a pouch this big.
Mine's a whole garage full of golf clubs. That's so big deal.
You know what
garage.
So you know what mine is? Wood tees.
Wood tees.
I have Ziploc bags full of wood tees of different courses, different colors.
Yeah.
That's probably the one stereotype that we didn't talk about is when you get to invite your friend or family member that's never been to a private club.
All stuff.
And they
Just grab it.
they grab.
Up there on the range.
Are
I got
these,
a big
are these
handful.
tees and ball markers free?
Yep.
That's Miles.
That's always a fun one.
Hey, I mean, why not? It's there.
Yep. Hey, they're there to take.
What? But no, always fun. I mean, that's the biggest thing is golf. It's an individual sport.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want, and no one has to tell you what.
I say that. Well, that is what's unique about golf is it's a very broad sport with lots of
options.
Different golf bags, different equipment, different gadgets and trinkets, and
It's like FootJoy golf sandals and tube socks.
yeah. No rhyme or reason to any of it.
Hey, they're coming out with golf boots, man. Okay, so
Yeah, look like Timberlands, but with
Yeah.
spikes.
oh my,
Yeah, so if you guys have any golf stereotypes that that make you laugh, or any trinkets or anything, put those in the comments below. We'd love to see what kind of, obviously.
What's your favorite golf
if you're a
stereotype?
training aid golfer, we can be best friends.
Yeah.
We can be best friends. So, well, that leads us to
A little new segment we're going to work on
yep.
or experiment with.
Yep. So something new that we're going to experiment with is, what Miles, you come up with some options for us as far as club builds or clubs, and we're going to kind of give our own rating of them.
Yeah, we don't have a name for this yet.
We don't have a name. We don't have a scale. We're going to kind of wing this
Yeah.
a little bit.
It's all subjective, just based off of purely opinion, right? It's nothing about what the golf club itself is. It's whatever's custom about it. Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah, so if you're listening on Spotify or you're not watching the video, this will actually be on the screen in the YouTube clip. We'll have everything on our TV here.
Yeah.
yeah, let's see it. I somehow knew this would.
Yeah, that's a trash can for me.
That's golf sandals are a hard pass. Now the key thing of these though is what we need to see these on the golfer's foot, because if he's wearing white socks with
the
them,
tube socks,
then I think that's a strong look. That guy is prepared
to play the Muni at 6:45 a.m.
Well, and he's prepared to play golf, right? He's going to kick those sandals off if he's got to hit one out of a puddle or something.
If you buy those golf sandals, you must love golf.
You really love golf.
You must love golf. And you're probably going to be really fun to play with. Might not play well, because I feel like that would hurt my feet.
You're going to be an interesting person, that's for sure.
Yeah. From a swing instructor, if you're using those, you have pretty much a full arm swing, because you're not going to be able to rotate into those with those. But I'm sure you're a blast to play golf with, because some interesting things are going to happen.
I bet what he's pairing with those sandals is probably a push cart.
Big push cart guy.
Yeah, has to have a push cart.
Oh. Whoa.
So it looks like this is NorCal. This was the Avengers Thanos putter that he did.
Of course you. It says it up there. Never mind.
It's a cool putter. It's more functional art, I think, than it is a usable putter with how polished that is. Yeah. As soon as you get in the sun, I mean, if you can have 3 pairs of sunglasses on, and
you got with custom golf clubs, you got users, you got wall hangers.
Yeah,
this
is a wall hanger. It would look cool.
Well, that's what I was saying.
shelf
Functional
on
art.
Yeah.
Well, that was the Thanos putter he did based off the Avengers.
Well, you're just saying what it was. What do you think of it?
That was cool.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, it's functional art though. that means it's not usable on the course because
What are your
of
thoughts
the
of it?
reflection.
I would say if you're a big Marvel guy or girl, it's a cool little piece of memorabilia.
Hey, it's your putter. You could do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I would never spend money on that.
So now we're getting into my neck of the woods here.
Well, I mean, just as far as like club restoration, it's pretty cool because you've kind of got new school meets old school with that black finish.
Yeah.
I mean, he just does an incredible job with all the restorations he does on irons. I mean, he's done some. I mean, you can just see the level of detail.
Well, these are the Apex
Plus.
either Apex Plus or medallions
No, they're
from.
Plus.
Okay, I see it on the sole now.
Yeah.
So those are from the late '90s. So they're not as old school as you think.
We
but
see a lot
they're
of those.
classic.
We see a lot of those in the hitting bay, and
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Every single if a person has those irons, he's played them for a long time, and he loved the way they felt. It's just
Yeah.
finally the grooves are gone, something like that. I mean, so my ranking is if you play with those and you don't spend the money to refurbish them, you're probably going to end up in a 223 style club.
Yeah, no, I would say if you like the older golf, like I really do like taking classic golf clubs, throwing a fresh finish on them, kind of a new take on an old classic golf club. Because everything from this generation was that bright chrome.
I don't like that.
So it's always, I think, cool to see these older golf clubs in a different finish, and that kind of black oxide finish is going to age a little over time, probably. If it's a black oxide I'm thinking about. So as that kind of turns a little darker brown.
I see I just
Have a
can't.
little patina
I'm just
cool.
thinking about now. It's just kind of like flashback. I see so many of these sets of irons still in golf bags.
Yeah, it was a good iron.
It's a great iron. Big Axiom guy.
Yes. So now here's the modern gearhead. Right?
And here's where we're at in 2023.
Yeah. So it looks like we got Axiom shafts,
BB&F
BBFco
ferrules.
ferrules, and then a ZX5, ZX7 combo set.
Going from the just ZX5 and the 4-iron.
Yeah. Kind of a hot rod build with modern clubs.
I like the ferrules,
Yeah.
Carolina Panthers colors. Hopefully those golf clubs aren't like the Panthers. They don't suck. Hey, I'm just happy that there's more people out there customizing their clubs.
So yeah, it's a good build.
And he actually
Oh,
rolled
so
the ferrules.
You're taking,
Yeah.
you're taking,
We know it's a solid build because
Yep.
we've done it.
you're taking the, you're taking the stock wheels off your car.
Yep.
There, putting some new boots on. Oh,
That's my favorite set of irons that's ever been made. Those are B stamp R9 TPs. The B stamp was
Where's the B stamp at?
It's on the back hosel. I've already
Yeah, you can just barely see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what was cool, this was the era of TaylorMade when they made a lot of these prototype or tour only irons where it looked like the retail set, but they wasn't. So the R9B stamp's kind of like a cult classic because it was about 30 to 40% smaller than the off the rack.
Now, were
R9.
these the ones that had zero offset?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and these were awesome irons. They actually made one more set after this with the RBZ for Carmelo Villegas, and it's literally, even though it looks like a R9 TP, it's the size of like a MB iron. So there's some forgiveness built in there.
why did TaylorMade ever get rid of the TP logo?
That was the best thing they had going for them.
I mean, that was such a good logo. But Ohio State color ferrules.
Yeah.
No, favorite iron ever.
I say it's a cool club. I'd like to see a top shot, see what that zero offset looks like. But
That was my biggest regret was selling my set of them.
I say it looks like those got reshafted in new ferrules.
yeah, just a little freshening up.
Hey, I mean, never hurts to.
That'd be an iron I'd love to see have a comeback.
Let's say they look like these are still gamers, right? Because they
Yeah.
got the bag chatter on them.
You know
This
what's
person's
fun?
still playing them.
Yeah, because for those type of irons, right? They like TaylorMade always kind of had that slightly like thin heel to a wider toe with much smaller blade length. I would really like to see TaylorMade go back to that design in their irons.
That was
that's what
definitely the best era.
That's what made their irons so unique back then. But now they're trying to make their blade and their CB look like everyone else's, and it just kind of just doesn't. TaylorMade did always have a distinct iron shape for that
Yeah.
tour level,
Yeah.
But how about the R9 TP driver? That
Yep.
thing was a rocket
Yeah,
ship.
you had the R9 TP, the TP Super Tri, and then you had the BBLB, which was big, bad, long ball.
Well, you can tell we're in Kyle's domain.
Yeah.
Best
got any
era
more?
clubs.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I was
We'll
gonna
come
say-
out with a better ranking system.
I say help
for
us
this.
out with ranking criteria and a name for the segment.
Yeah. And then I'm sure if you have a photo that you had to send us that you want our opinion on, I'm sure we can make that happen too.
Yeah,
So
if maybe you're at home, you're a tinker, building clubs in your garage, and you have questions or just want to send us the photos. We'd love to throw it up there and give you our opinion.
I'm going to have to get me some golf sandals.
Like you said, give us a name for the segment below. We'll continue to pump some of this stuff out. So if you haven't already, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.